The Grand Exchange, a place where you can basically do anything you want. And what we're going to do is something very interesting. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hopefully you will enjoy this episode. Because we're going to do something special. Hell yes, boys. So, we did it. Green screen, which means the twisted bow did buy. And therefore, the series can officially start as the Twisted Bow rebuild. Now what I'm going to do is I had to borrow a little bit of money from my alt account, so I am going to give him the 400k cash, which means that we will absolutely start with a bank that is completely empty. And there we go, paying the account back. It's my own account, but I mean, it is nice to actually have a proper start. So with that being said, let's have a look at the bank. Alright, a quick scenery change because of the video. So as you can see right now, what do we have? A bunch of untradables, and that is the only thing that we can currently use to build up the bank. So tab 1 is going to be the PVM tab, and if I put this in the bank, you can see that we have the twisted bow, which is absolutely insane. This is the second time, because you'd probably think like, hey dude, but in the last video I saw you actually doing twisted bow in Carol. What happened? Well, I decided to sell everything, well, sell the twisted bow, go back to Nex, and then as you can see, if I'm currently going to the next log, you can see that I'm at 955 kills with 3 drops. So yes, the goal for this series is going to be obviously going back to a point where we can have the max gear again, but this time we are not going to resell the twisted bow for it. So that is actually the goal for now. And with that being said, let's dive into our first moneymaker for now, which is honestly probably going to be thieving for like a small cash tag to be able to afford some gear that we can probably go to Zora for a little bit. So hopefully that will be great as well. Alright, but before we are going to make the big monies, we are going to do farm trips, because damn farm trips are amazing for money. Which means that we have actually accumulated quite a tad bit of cash, which is absolutely amazing. Well, since my audio got effed up, in the next clip you will actually have a look at what we did so far. I was going over my loot tab because we killed some brutal black dragons and we got to 750k loot tab. So what is up next? Let's just go to the grand exchange, do a quick sell of everything, and maybe, just maybe, we will get ourselves some gear upgrades. Alright, that was it for the very first episode of the T-bow rebuild. We got ourselves some pretty decent dragon hide, as well as a decent stack of amethyst arrows, which means that next video, the real money making can finally start. Now, I'm not too sure whether I'm going straight to Zora or if I'm going to do other methods, because somebody asked me, but what are you actually going to do for this series? Because I told a few people that I was going to do a rebuild series, and honestly the goal of this series is to explore RuneScape with the twisted bow, rebuilding the bank, but also making sure that I also do other content such as the gauntlet, which is something that I really want to learn it. So maybe in episode number 2 we are going to visit the gauntlet, but there are a lot of other things that I would also want to do. The twisted bow allows me to do various content. I've done Muspa in the past, which I don't like, but whatever. But we could go to Saradomin because the upgrades that I want to go for are a surprise, but they're definitely worth the wait.